It is once again time for the Loper Football Show. We're joined by head coach Ryan Held as the Lopers out on the road this week as they take on Washburn, coming off a tough loss at home to a very good Emporia State squad, losing that one 42-35. Ryan, does it kind of feel like maybe you've seen that game before? I mean, your guys continue to play very, very well against some great teams.
Yeah, it's it's frustrating, but yet encouraging that we're able to, really, be in these games. I mean, we were up with 5:52 left against Emporia with the ball, and unfortunately, we had just gotten a turnover and we turned the ball over right back. I thought we were going to maybe break through and score on that play, but it was a team loss. We had our chances. We should have won that game, and we didn't do it. So we're learning the hard way. But, again, as you look at it, you got, what do you got to do, or what do you take out of it? We had 2 penalties in the game. We've been averaging, last week we had 5, this week we had 2. So we've gotten better there. We were +1 in turnovers. Unfortunately, our 2 turnovers came on their side, which really hurt us. We had some third down conversions that we absolutely should have converted, and we didn't. And then, defensively, we played well early, and then, kind of lost our mojo a little bit. They really played well. The receiver obviously had a historic day, and we lost Kendall Brewer for the game, and maybe we lost a little confidence there. But again, we had our chances. I wanted to take the win in the fourth, which is a risk because if you don't move the ball, that could put you in a bad spot. But our offensively, we scored 35 points, had 530 yards of offense, could have had over 600 easy, but we didn't. We ended up having 2 chances to win at the end, and unfortunately, against the second-ranked team in our league, we came up short.
How about the progression of your offense? A couple weeks back after the Pitt State game, you told me you were going to simplify things, and since that time, I would think you really have to like with where you moved the ball the last couple of weeks. This past week, I think that was a season high in yards.
Yeah, we definitely have simplified things for our guys, and just try to be able to go out there and communicate, execute, and when you look at the overall game, I mean, it was pretty balanced: 240 yards ish rushing, 280 passing, 83 plays. We won the time of possession, and so that's the thing. You don't win the game, but golly, how much better we've played the last 2 weeks, but. Again, our league is so good. There's no gimmies. But a year ago, they took care of us pretty good. A year later, again, just like Pitt State, just like some of these other games, UCM, we had our chances. We're a good football team, but we have to learn to, we won one 2 weeks ago. We didn't get this one done. But gosh, we're right there. And I don't want our guys to get discouraged because, we're going to play a Washburn team that, when you look at their record, you'd say, they're not very good, but boy, they're good.
You, though, have got to be excited about the tangible improvements you've seen, especially here in the last month and a half.
Yeah, I mean, as a head football coach and us as coaches, are we getting better? And, is this program, better than where we were, last year? And were we better than we were last week? And, both sides at times definitely could say that. And, we have a good defense. They just, we lost a little bit of, momentum and mojo, I think, for a couple quarters. But they've been lights out all year. And you just didn't play well at certain points of that game. But Emporia, they do what they do, and they're good at what they do. But, when you look at the whole body of work, we're 4-4. In every game, we've had the lead in the fourth quarter, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we have. And that gives you hope. Now we just have to learn here. We got 3 games left. We're in a bowl, potentially for a bowl game if we can finish out strong.
All right, you mentioned Washburn. The record's not great, but they're kind of in the same boat as you, as they played some really good people, pretty close, and they're coming off a nail biter that they came up just short against Central Missouri.
Well, they're the best 2-6, 17, whatever they are in America. They have a player on their team, number 6, Trey Richardson, and in my 25 years of coaching, I've coached against Tyreek Hill when I was a head coach at Highland against Garden. He's probably the second fastest kid that, as a head coach, that I've ever gone against. This kid is unbelievable with the ball in his hands, whether it's kickoff return, punt return, they get him the ball at receiver. He plays running back. He has game-changing speed. He's a blur out there. And if you don't contain him, I mean, he had an 80-some yarder called back last week. He would have broke the record because I think he had 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had one called back, first or second drive or something. I don't remember when it was. But, he's electric, and they play hard. I really like their head coach. Coach Shirk does a great job. He's kind of a mentor to me in our league. I call him when I have questions. So I have nothing but respect for that program. They've been consistently a winning program. Their record doesn't show it, but they are a good football team. And if our team does not continue to work to get better, you and I will be talking next week. We won't get it done.
Well, hopefully we're talking about a win. You mentioned a guy like that, and he is certainly a dude, and he had 11 catches last week against Central Missouri. How do you go about trying to contain him? Because they certainly have other weapons too. He's not the only guy that can throw the football to.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, they got their quarterback back that played really well against us. He was a freshman last year, and he's back. He was injured, and they have a couple other receivers. They got running backs that run hard. Their tight ends are good players. Their O-line plays hard. They do a good job of running reverses and screens and fly sweeps to get, as many as their speed type guys the ball. This will be the first game that our offense has gone against a true 4-down team. We haven't seen that. So we got to, that's good for us in the sense we can go against our defense a little bit more good on good because we run a 4-down. We haven't been able to do it as much, even though we've kind of ramped it up, the last 2 weeks. And I think that's definitely helped in the improvement, especially on offense.
You've been a good road team this year, 3-1. Apparently the message has gotten through to your guys on how to approach these road trips.
Yeah. It's road. You get on a bus, you hang out, you take a nap, you watch a movie, get a little team camaraderie, eat in different places, see different places maybe you haven't, seen before. And we are. I think we're 3-1 on the road. Yeah. But we're homecoming for Washburn this week. And this is Topeka's close to where I grew up. And, I'll have some buddies to come to the game and some family members, but we expect, again, a great challenge. That's what makes this league so fun. You don't look on the schedule and say, well, we got this one done. We got this one if we just show up. Nope. If you don't show up, you're going to go home with an L. But we have played well on the road. And, again, our kids are going to play hard. I think they'll bounce back. But we know we got a great challenge. And you got to win in all 3 phases to win any game, especially on the road.
Well, Ryan, as always, we appreciate the time, and we'll see you in Topeka.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Jason.
That was Loper head coach Ryan Hill. His thoughts on this week's Loper football show. Once again, UNK on the road at Washburn on Saturday. That is a 1 o'clock kickoff. We will bring it to you at 93.1 The River and 106.9 in Kearney. I'm Jason Jorgensen.